Hi everyone. It's James again from menwhoareabused.com. Today I wanted to shift gears a moment and talk about the hurt the victim feels and the sadness that happens to him when the abuser is gone. Yes. Even though the abuser is gone, the victim goes through a horrible grief stage. You see, many abusive people do a great job at stripping the victim of their friends they have had for many years. They do a great job at guilting the victim into thinking all of the problems were really their fault. Now we know here that abuse doesn't have to be physical. Oftentimes it's emotional and verbal, and this abuse leaves real deep scars and wounds. Then you find yourself lucky enough to get this person out of your life, or the abuser has left on their own for whatever disordered reason they have. At first you feel a big sigh of relief. Then you notice the silence of no friends to hang out with, or loved ones calling your phone to make you feel better. The house feels empty, and so do you. You cry and think maybe all of this was your fault, and that maybe had you done things differently your relationship would have worked out. But your self-reflection tells you something really simple: that it wasn't your fault at all. All of this being said, you are still alone. You think about all of your missed opportunities in life. How if you would have turned right instead of left, you could have been dating a much better person, or had more friends, or a better life. All of this being said, you are still alone. You see, these abusers will pick out the person that is the easiest target, usually a target with previous pain. You reflect on this, and know you were right and that she was wrong. But all of this being said, you are still alone. Now you have to ask yourself, why are you so alone? Maybe you were afraid to call that friend you haven't talked to in a long time because it's been so long between phone calls, and you just do not know where to begin. Maybe you are alone because you are no longer doing fun activities that are fulfilling to yourself. Maybe you are alone because you don't have a supportive family. Actually, they may be disordered as well. This could have been the weak link your abuser noticed that she used to gain your trust and love to begin with. So what's the answer? How do you cure this lonely feeling when you have been stripped of your friends, activities, and the person you thought you loved, and that you mistakenly thought loved you? The answer is simple. You make a small step to change things back the way they should be. Then when you make that step, you make another, and then another. Pick up the phone and call your friend you haven't talked to in a long time. You don't have to talk about your breakup or how you were abused, but you can call just to say hello and you wanted to see how they are doing. Then once you hang up the phone, call the next friend you haven't talked to in a while. Maybe at the end of the conversation see if they are up to meeting for lunch sometime in the next week. If you once used to belong to a baseball or soccer league, take the step to rejoin. Once you have taken these steps to help with your loneliness, contact a qualified psychologist you can speak to that can help you deal with your grief. You see, grief is a normal thing and process we go through and feel. However, if we do not deal with it in a healthy way, it can eat us up for sure. Finding a psychologist, pastor, minister, or someone that can be there to help us deal with such a situation is important. Oftentimes it's our families that help us with such problems. However, many victims do not have this outlet and find themselves stuck. Please do not stay stuck because of your family's inability to help you. Taking the step to find the right person to help with this process can be as important in retraining your brain. You see, you can't retrain your brain if you are sad, hurt, depressed, and in a bad mental state. Sometimes we do need help with this, and getting help for this is a good first step. Without taking that step, you will stay in the same position without any positive changes. This is also why I created my site menwhoareabused.com. It gives a place for men to tell their stories, to see they aren't alone, and to get the ball rolling to start them in the correct direction, in hopes that will lead to them calling a therapist, pastor, or friend, so these good souls can work on their pain and not feel like an empty person in a dark, lonely room. I hope this video was a help to you. Please remember, if you are alone, or feeling lonely because your abuser is now gone. Please take any small step you can that will put you around people that are positive. Thanks for watching this video. And as always, be good to yourselves.